The first place I visited was Cape Town, South Africa. First I visited the Castle of Good Hope. It was built between 1666 and 1679, making it the oldest colonial building in South Africa. I then sat in the warm sand at Camps Bay. Its cool Atlantic waters made the experience a lot more refreshing. Afterwards, I lived dangerously and took the aerial down all 3,558 feet down Table Mountain. Then I took a trip of my own to Devil's Mountain, which is 3,281 feet above sea level, and took some pictures. I then went to Gala Adi Transformer Park in Botswana. I learned about desert life in sub-Saharan Africa. The desert is home to the dust stalker scorpion, which can be 4 inches in total length. The desert climate here has northeasterly winds that can reach hurricane level and often cause sandstorms and dust devils. The average rainfall here is 5.9 inches in the southwest and 13.8 inches in northeast of the park. Winter and summer happen at opposite times than in North America. Then I visited Kobe National Park in Botswana. I went on a safari and saw 6 different famous animals. The first animal I saw was the famous hippopotamus. An adult hippo can weigh up to 1,500 kilograms. I then saw a warthog, which means pig of the plains. Warthogs can live about to be 15 years. I also saw impalas. Impalas are medium-sized African antelope that can weigh up to 135 pounds. There are also zebras found here. Did you know that there are 3 different kinds of zebras? There is plains zebra, the imperial zebra, and the short little stubby-legged mountain zebra. I also saw wildebeests. Wildebeests can live up to 20 years and can weigh up to 265 pounds. The last animal I saw was the elephant. There are 2 kinds of elephants, African and Asian. Elephants can weigh up to 6.5 tons. I then visited Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe. One thing I did there was bungee jump off the highest bridge in the world over Victoria Falls. I also swam at the top of Victoria Falls. After traveling up the Zambezi River through Malawi, Tanzania, Burundi, and Rwanda, I entered Uganda. Once there, I visited the Kabale Forest National Park. Here I saw amazing rainforest wildlife, such as chimpanzees. The common chimpanzee lives in groups up to 15 to 150 chimps. I got bored looking at wildlife, so I headed on over to Nairobi to see urban Africa. On the poverty side, there are 4 million people suffering, living in the massive food crisis. Since they are already so poor and living conditions are bad, this is a major threat. Currently, there are 46% of people living below the poverty line in Nairobi. As for wealth, things are going great, considering it is one of Africa's biggest cities. The next place I visited was Somalia. Since Somalia warns visitors from coming, I only visited one attraction. The one attraction I visited was Shanghai Old City. Although it is not open to visitors, it is still one of the area's most scenic spots. Finally, the last place I visited was Timbuktu, Mali. Timbuktu has amazing architecture found here. Once there, I took some pictures of the breathtaking historical architecture. Amazing architecture such as the famous mosque. The famous mosque was built out of mud in the Mandij period in 1325. After the trip was done, I headed back home and started to make this video of my African vacation. My trip in a nutshell was Cape Town, then Gala Adi Transfrontier Park, Third, Kobe National Park. Fourth, Victoria Falls. Then Kabil National Forest. Then Nairobi, Somalia, and lastly, Timbuktu, all in Africa.